Hi guys, today I'm going to start by priming my eyes, and I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind, but the actual sponge that was on top fell off, so I'm taking the Maybelline, I don't actually know what this is really called. It's like a Maybelline concealer, but I'm taking the wand with it to apply the Maybelline Age Rewind on my eyes because the sponge had fell off that one. So I'm going to start with putting concealer on my eyes. And I'm sorry if you hear my rowdy dogs because they're very hyper right now. And I'm trying to get them to let their energy out because I have to go to work and put them in their cage. Oops. My phone keeps falling. And this is the e.l.f. Total Face Beauty Blender. It's actually called like e.l.f. Total Face Beauty Sponge or something like that. Super affordable. Let me close my door really quick so you can't hear my dogs. Okay. So after I blend my concealer in on my eyes, I'm going to take some setting powder and set it. And I actually really hate this powder that I'm about to use. I have new setting powders on the way, but I can't find any of my others right now. I'm actually kind of in a hurry. So I'm just going to take it's really dirty, so don't mind it, but the Airspun Loose Face Powder. Super affordable. It just kind of, I feel like, dries out my skin a little bit. So maybe if you had oily skin, you would like it, but it's not my cup of tea here lately. I used to love it. And then I'm going to take my Morphe Other Beauty Blender, and this is what I'm going to use to set it with. I'm going to dip it into the powder, just like this. And I'm just going to set them. And then after I do that, I'm going to take just any brush. I think this one, it says Crown. I think I got it from, I don't even know where I got it. Maybe Claire's or something like that. I don't know. I have too many brushes to remember these days. Okay. After I got all the excess powder off my eye, I'm going to start with my eyeshadow. And in the October Boxycharm, which is what I'm going to do this look based off of, I had received the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries eyeshadow palette. I've never used it. I did open it and do some swatches, but this is what it looks like. You can see my fingerprints all over it because I had already looking at it, and it does come with a mirror and a brush. And you have Berry Black, Mixed Berries, Berry Pop, Roseberry, and Berry Chick. And I'm going to mainly use this palette today. I'm going to try to only use this palette today. If I need another palette, I might pull one out. But so I'm going to start with a blending brush, and I'm going to use it's my Alamar brush, and I actually got this in another Boxycharm in the past. I really like these brushes so far. They're really nice and affordable. It doesn't say like a brush name, but it's just like a blending brush, I guess. So first I'm going to take and clean this off just to make sure there's nothing left on it from previous. And I'm going to start with Berry Chick right here. And I'm just going to dip into this. Tap off my excess powder. And I'm just going to start to blend that in the crease of my eye. And it's always better to start with a super light hand, very minimum eyeshadow product on your brush, because it's better to build up rather than have to wipe it all off and start all over. My dogs are being very bad today, so I'm sorry if I keep pausing to yell at them. They're sniffing at my door right now. They want in, but I know if I let them in, then they're going to be crazy and you won't be able to hear me. Okay, and once I get this, the color and pigment that I want, and blend it out. These also, I've never used Joseph Colors eyeshadows before, but these are blending out very nicely, and they're super buttery. When I swatched them, it felt like butter. They're super soft. Very nice eyeshadows. Okay. So, I have that pretty much where I want it. Blend into the crease. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. And like I said, you're always going to use a very light hand when you're doing your eyeshadow. It applies the best with using light hands. I'm just kind of blending back and forth to make sure this is all blended out. And like I said, you don't really have to tap into this often, but I'm barely tapping it each time so I don't put too much on at once. So these are pigmented. It's not like you have to keep tapping back into them. I'm just doing that for personal preference because I like to start out with a soft and then go darker with my eyeshadow, which I like that you can do with these eyeshadows as well. You can start out pretty soft and settle and build it up. One more time on this eye. Okay. And my lighting's a little off in this room, so if one side looks darker or lighter than the other, they don't in person. It's just because of my lighting right now. I'm working on my setup in my bedroom, trying to mess around with the lighting, and I haven't found the perfect spot yet. Okay, once I've blended that into my crease, and I have that, the pigment I want and the shade and blend it out, all that I like, I'm going to pick up I don't know if I want to do a more neutral kind of look and do Roseberry, or if I should go with Berry Pop. I think I'm going to go out of my comfort zone and do Berry Pop. It's the berriest shade. It's like a pink berry kind of, not really pink, like kind of like a maroon berry, I guess. And I'm going to take that with, let's see. Okay. Trying to pick a brush I want to use to pack this all over the eye. I think I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This just came in one of their palettes, and it's just, I don't have the palette anymore. I just have the brush. I'm not sure which palette it came in. And I'm going to dip into Berry Pop gently because this is probably very pigmented. Tap off my excess. And I'm going to use this little mirror so I can be a little bit more precise. And I'm going to pack this all over my lid, inner to outer. This is a really pretty shade. And I'm just gonna keep packing that on until I get it how I want it. And like I said, I'm barely tapping, so you probably don't need to tap this much into the product. I am just doing it because I'm nervous to put too much down at once, because these are really pigmented. I really like these eyeshadows. Very nice. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you how much everything is. If I remember, I'll try to. If not, I'll leave it in the description box. Okay. And then I'm gonna flip it around to the other end of this brush. It's kind of like a blending brush, but it's a little bit smaller than the one I used before. I'm gonna take barely any of that Berry Pop. Barely, literally barely anything on here. And I'm gonna just try to take it in a little bit and blend it a little bit on the edges so we don't have any sharp lines. Just try to blend it out a little bit. And we can always pack more on if we need to, if we knock some off the actual lid. Do it one more time. And like I said, I'm barely taking any on this brush, just enough to blend it out a little bit. Gonna go back in and pack a little bit more on. These kind of looks are a process. So if you don't have the time to, well, I guess they're kind of quick, but it's still a blending process. So make sure you're patient and have the time to blend, especially if you're doing like black or dark brown, or like I do this a lot with dark browns, and it takes a lot longer because that's obviously a lot darker color, so you have to take your time on that. I'm actually gonna dip into the Roseberry right here. It's like a browner berry with the blending side. Just a little bit, tap off my excess. Just gonna clean up them sharper lines, clean up the edges. Just gonna keep going back and forth until it's blended how I like. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye quickly. Let me let my dogs in really quick. They're being annoying. Okay. Taking this side of the brush, packer side, and I'm dipping back into the Berry Pop, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Get back, you don't need makeup on. I'm gonna do the same exact thing with this eye, just packing this on. Sorry if I'm like putting this in the way. I'm trying to see like the best way I can. And I do have a breakout right here, so today is going to be a little bit more of a fuller coverage foundation. Okay. Once again, I'm going to flip it around to the blending side. Gonna go in with, I'm actually not going to touch in the berry pop. I think I liked the roseberry a little bit better, so I'm going to tap into the roseberry again, tap off the excess, and I'm going to blend that out. My dogs are whining right now because there's birds outside and they like stay in our bushes outside on our front porch, and they love to chase the birds. They don't hurt them or anything, they just love to chase them. And he's whining so bad because he wants out there to drive them insane. But I feel bad for him, so the birds, so I don't let them out there when they're out there. And now it's all a blending game pretty much. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth, blend everything out, make sure I don't have anything. And I'm gonna go back into Berry Chick, I think, yeah, Berry Chick, the more pinky nude. And I'm just gonna go over everything right here. Just like I said, you don't want any sharp lines, you just wanna make sure everything's blended out. Okay, now let me try to clean up my mess really quick. Okay, now I'm gonna deepen this up just a little bit. It's already very dark for me, I'm really pale, but fall is my favorite season. I love fall colors, I love fall makeup, I love fall weather, fall clothes, all of it. I love it all. So I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different. I don't usually wear this berry toned. I'm usually like a brown reddy type of person. Not like red, but like a brown red, I guess. So this is a little bit different for me. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna take, this palette did come with a brush, like I said, and I tried to use it a little bit, but they're not bad. It's just not what I'm looking for this look. So I'm going to dip into the mini tapered brush by Luxie. It's the number 121. I think I also got these in a Boxycharm, I think. I'm pretty sure I did. These do have a little bit of fallout, not on my face, but, well, yeah, not on my face, but when I'm blending into them, they have a little bit of fallout, so I keep blowing it off. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of Berry Black, and I mean a little bit because this is black, and when you work with black, you want, that's my dog. And when you work with black, you're gonna want to go very, very light-handed with this, because if you mess this up now with black, you're starting over. So I'm gonna barely dip into this, tap it off, and I'm going to work this on the outer V of my eye, just to darken it up right here. This is the only place I'm going to be putting the shade Berry Black. Okay. And I'm just gonna lightly blend that right in here. Pick up a little bit more, and I'm just gonna lightly blend it again. actually didn't want to go that high with it, but whatever. See how I mean, like, you can really mess up your look with black. I didn't necessarily mess it up. I can make it work, but I really wanted to keep it down here. But it's actually, I actually brought it up a little bit too high. And that's okay. I can still make it work. I'm just going to try to take this to make it blend it out more. And I'm going to take it all the way to the inner. I'm not picking up any more product. I'm just blending it over. Take a little bit more, and I'm just going to pat it right in here, because this is where I wanted the darkness to come from. Okay. And then once I do that, I'm going to go back in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Packer side, take a little bit more of the Berry Pop, and I'm just going to put this on here. Just so it looks a little bit more blended, kind of blend it down in there with the black. Then I'm going to take the opposite side, and I'm going to go back in with Roseberry. Sorry, I don't remember these names. Tap it off, and then I'm just going to go back in and blend. Blend, blend, blend. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side of my base. And like I said, this is a blending game, so I'm just going to keep going back in and blending. You're hyper, Prince. Okay. And I'm doing this before my foundation and face makeup because I was nervous that I was going to have fallout with these dark colors, and you don't want to put dark colors on after you have your face, because if there is fallout, it's going to ruin your face makeup down in here. So that's why I did that. And I'm going to stop here. I don't know if I want to add glitter or add more berry. I don't really know where I want to go with the look yet. I don't know if I'm done with it. I know I'm going to add on to the under eye. So I'm going to stop here and work on the face and kind of clean this up a little bit. So there's not really any fallout. I just kind of blended it out ridiculously far out. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with primer, and for primer, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Super affordable. It's actually a dupe for the Tatcha primer, the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. My dogs are insane right now. Literally insane. So, and I've used some of this. This lasts a very long time. I really like this primer. And I'm just gonna rub my finger in there and put on like so. And this does a really good job at blurring out your pores. I have very large pores. I just actually ordered the new Rodan & Fields pore solution and pore blackhead tool, all that stuff, to try to help my pores a little bit. This actually doesn't blur as much as I'd like, but it does work wonderfully, so I still love it. But I do like the higher end primers that blur out a little bit more. But this is my go-to for like an everyday. It's really nice, and like I said, it's super affordable. And I'm just blending this on my T-zone where my pores are the largest. I'm gonna put a little bit right here on these pores. A little bit on my pores up here. And then I'm going to take, if I can find it, I'm going to take the Cover FX Blurring Primer. All about the blur for me. I love blurring primers because, like I said, I have textured, large pored skin, so I like to be blurred. I don't like matte primers. I don't like really anything matte these days because it's becoming winter. My skin's been very, very dry. I'm just going to put this on the rest of my face. And this is like tinted when it comes out, but it's not like actually tinted. So don't freak when you squeeze it out of the tube. So yeah, my skin's been really, really dry. And I find myself like all I do these days is I swear like moisturizing and using all kinds of hydrating products because my skin's been very, very dry. So I don't go after matte products or drying products or anything like that. Like I said, I'm a blurred type of person. However, I don't like my face looking oily either with super dewy products. So I'm taking today, this is one of my favorite fuller coverage foundations from the drugstore. My hair is crazy today. It's by Maybelline. It's the Super Stay Full Coverage 24-hour foundation. And this shade is actually a little bit too dark for me, as you can see, but I'm going to make it work because I need to go buy a new shade, which I'm going to do after this, actually. So, wait, you're not getting this. Go. I'm just going to put one full pump on my face. Now, I do like to be full coverage, so I will probably use multiple pumps of this. However, you can 100% get away with one pump of this foundation. It's very nice. And my phone is probably going to fall down because my dogs keep banging into my stand. So I'm sorry if it does. So I'm just going to apply this on one side of the face. I usually do one pump for half the face, but I like full coverage, so, and I have more discoloration and stuff on my face, so you could 100% get away with one pump for the whole face if you wanted to. My dogs are being very extra annoying today. Extra annoying. Okay, so once I have that blended out, I'm going to go in with one more pump. And I'm not doing another pump, I'm just wiping off the excess on there, by the way. And also, this comes with 1 fluid ounce, by the way. This is a really affordable foundation as well. And this isn't so much a dewy foundation, but it's also not completely matte. It's kind of in between. I'd say I probably won't like this foundation once it gets in the like real winter, like really cold weather, because it might be a little bit too drying for me. But right now it's still okay, and I'm gonna use it while I can because I really like this foundation. I have a lot of redness right in here in my nose, so I always make sure I coat that. Get my ears so there's no harsh lines, because the shade is just a little bit, it's not awfully dark, but it's not really my color either. I'm gonna take this and kind of blend it down the neck a little bit, just like I said, so I don't have a big foundation line on your neck, because you do not want that, that's for sure. Okay. Once I have that all blended out, I'm going to go back in with my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. And like I said, the sponge head fell off, so it says Treatment Concealer Eraser for your dark circles. And I'm just going to take the other Maybelline concealer. This is empty, it's nothing in there. I'm just taking the wand and I'm going to apply that. And I have really bad dark circles and I hate dark circles, so I am gonna use quite a bit of concealer, because I especially want my under eyes to look brighter, because I'm wearing such a dark eye look. And you don't want that, your under eyes to look like dark circles because you have a dark eye look. Like, see how this kind of looks really dark in there because of the eyeshadow, like it's reflecting off of there? Yeah, you don't want that, so you want to make sure you're definitely brightening up your under eye. Okay. And like I said, I do put on a lot. I don't put in any on my T-zone because I take the excess from this, because where I put on so much. Take the excess concealer from the under eyes and put on my chin, forehead, and nose. And you want to be careful too when you're blending this out, because you don't want to ruin your eyeshadow. You're just going to want to kind of like sharpen it up with your concealer. Taking my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge again, and I'm just going to blend that out. Get as close as I can to the waterline. Although I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm about to put eyeshadow right there. So I'm going to be very careful that I don't ruin my eyeshadow. And just kind of clean it up there. And I make funny faces when I blend this out, I know I do. And it's okay if you like kind of get on your eyeshadow, easy fix. We'll be able to fix it right up. Then like I said, I'm just gonna take whatever's left on the sponge and lightly touch the rest of my T-zone. And if you feel like you need more coverage, this foundation, you can layer it and it still look good. Now I'm gonna go back in with the Airspun powder, which like I said, is not my favorite, but my phone is gonna fall because these goofy dogs, I swear. And then I'm going to take the Morphe sponge, dip that right into the air sponge just like I did before. And before I set my under eye, I'm going to go back in with this and make sure no creases are there from where I have like a crease right there. So you want to make sure that's blended out. And then I just set with this powder. And I really don't like this powder for the under eyes. It shows my texture underneath there. Like I said, I have more on the way, but this is gonna have to make do for right now. And you can see like the breakout I had. It's like, you don't see the redness, anything. Like the foundation's pretty full coverage. What are you whining about, Prince? You're not going out there to mess with them poor birds. Drop my concealer, and guess who's the first one to get it? My dog. Sorry that this video is so complicated. My dogs really like to mess with me, I swear. They like love to pester me, like that's what they live for, I swear. But it's okay, because they're the best dogs in the world, I swear to gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that just fluffy brush. You can use anything you have. I'm just gonna wipe off the excess. I don't like for the powder to sit there because, like I said, I have dry skin, I have dry under eyes. This powder shows my texture pretty well, so I don't like to let it sit and let it emphasize it anymore. I have a problem with keeping foundation or concealer even on my nose. So you'll find me doing this a lot to try to keep it on there. Gonna go back in with this, and I'm not taking a lot of airspun now, and I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. I like to set my face with a beauty blender. I just feel like it makes it look a lot more blended out, a lot more smoother, kind of airbrushed in a way. And I set the rest of my face with this. Why are you whining for? Just sitting and staring at me whining, Prince. What do you want? You've been outside all morning. You just want to go out there and mess with the birds. And then I'm going to take like the very dip and just dip it in there, and I'm going to set in here because, like I said, I do get really red in there, so I want to make sure the foundation and concealer stays over my redness. Okay, and then I'm going to take this again and just wipe off any excess I have, because I don't like to look powdery. My forehead is the driest of my whole face. It's really bad right now, actually. See, my foundation's already coming off my nose. I haven't found a method yet to make that stay. Okay. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. I've been letting my eyebrows like... What? I've been letting my eyebrows grow out a little bit. I'm trying to get like a full shape of them, so I've been letting them grow out without doing them until I get like the full shape that I want. So they're kind of bushy right now, but it's okay. I can make it work. And I actually just ran out of my eyebrow pencil. So like I said, I'm going to the store after this to restock on all my makeup. I've been working a lot, so I've been slacking a little bit. So today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. It's a brow powder in shade Light. And I use, if I can find the brush, an IT Cosmetics brush. And it's liner / brow labeled, just angled like this. And I have 2 dogs. They're playing right now, so. What? And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like. Now this is obviously way too dark for me. I've never used that. I don't use that. I'm going to be using this powder right here. I'm just going to dip that in there, tap it off. And this also has a little mirror, which is nice. And I'm just going to kind of like fill in my brow. Like I don't really like shape it or anything. I do if I have a pencil, but with this, I just kind of fill it in. Make it look a little bit more fuller and thicker. What do you want? Stop whining, for real. No more of that. No more of that. Alright, and once I feel like I have it filled in, I will take this and brush through it. This is Aesthetica. I don't really know. I think my sister gave me this. I have no idea where she got it or anything, but I like it a lot. It's just a eyebrow spoolie. I'm gonna try to make the front of my brow a little bit more squared off. Okay. Go. He was being extra annoying. Oh my gosh. Okay. Gonna do the same thing with my other brow. I'm about to go to let my dogs outside because they are not going to leave me alone until I let them outside with them birds. So yeah. So if I leave for a second, that's why. Okay. Enough. Okay. Now I'm going to bronze. I love, love, love this bronzer, although I'm almost empty, so I'll probably get some of that today too. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. When you buy a new one and you open this up, it smells like Hawaii to me, like summer beach, tropical. I love the smell. I just have the lightest shade, and I'm hint pan. I'm love, love, love this bronzer. And it also has a mirror on the other side of it. And then I'm also going to be using my Hoola Benefit bronzer. This is just a mini sample. This is in the lightest shade, and I love, love, love this one as well. This one also has a mirror. I'm going to be dipping back and forth into both of these with my Morphe brush, Morphe E34 brush, big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to be dipping back and forth. I try to use the Physicians one as much as I possibly can because it's my favorite, like my favorite. And my LED light in front of me is making this look super orange and like I'm doing this really wrong. But I swear It is not that orange in person and looks really natural and just really summery, kind of. Not summery, I guess, but like bronzed up. And if I do this and like mess up my brow, I will go back in with my eyebrow spoolie and brush them back out. Because sometimes I do get a little bit crazy with some bronzer and mess it all up. Okay, I'm just gonna go around. And when you bronze, you're wanting to keep it my dogs are being crazy. When you bronze, you want to keep it like right on the top of your ear, under the cheekbone, like this. Especially when you contour. When you bronze, it can be a little bit up and down a little bit because you're just bronzing, but when you contour, you're wanting to keep it strictly in this area. I don't normally contour. I just don't really feel like I need the extra step. I love my bronzer and I keep it at that, I guess. If I have like a fancy night, like one of my school dances in the past, I would contour, things like that, but usually I don't. Okay, now I'm going to go back and finish the under eye. Brush through these first, because like I said, sometimes I mess them up. I'm actually going to try to use the Dose of Colors brush that came in the palette now, these little small brushes, and I'm just going to smoke out the bottom lash line. I'm going to be using Roseberry. Yeah, I'm going to use Roseberry. I'm just going to smoke out, keep it as close to the waterline as possible. And I'm going to smoke it out. You don't have to do this. I just think it looks better, makes it look a lot more complete. Do the same thing to the other side. I'm really sorry for my faces that I make. Like, I have to make these faces or I can't do it. I don't know why. Just blend it out like that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of, I think I'm actually going to try the Mixed Berries, the purpley shade right there. We didn't use that on the top half, but I feel like it'll kind of look like a black and the black and the berry pop mixed together. So I'm just going to kind of take a shortcut, and I want to use every color in the palette since it's a new palette. So I'm gonna smoke this up. Oh, I love that. I wish you guys could see that in person because it's really pretty. Okay. Now, so I love this palette. Done with that now. I forgot to put the brush in there, but I'll get it later. And then I also got in my Boxycharm. I got in my Boxycharm a brow gel, tinted brow gel, but they gave me dark brown, and that's definitely not my shade. So I'm not gonna be using that today. I got a eyeliner, Hollywood and Vine Velvety Touch Smooth Kohl eyeliner in purple that I'm gonna be using on my lower lash line. It's a pop of purple. I haven't, swatch on my hand is nice, but it's actually not really showing up on my waterline. Huh. Yeah, it's like not showing up. I don't know if it's meant maybe for top eyeliner, but it's definitely not showing up on my bottom eyeliner. So I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, it's like just not, no matter what I do. Okay, well that was a flop. So this I will probably be giving away to my nieces or just throwing it away because, or donating it because it's just not showing up. But I mean, it looks pretty on the hand. It looked like it would have been pretty. So moving on, I'm going to be doing my blush. Sorry, I like couldn't find my blush brush. I don't know where it is for some reason. So I'm just gonna be using its Ulta Beauty brush. It's just like this. And I'm going to be taking a Milani brush. This is really dirty. And it's in the shade Blossom Time Rose. And it was in the format of a rose, but mine actually broke. Still works, but mine actually broke. So I'm gonna be dipping into here. Love Milani, great affordable drugstore brand. And I'm just going to, and like I said, usually I don't use this. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to use this. Where in the world is my blush brush? Did I find it? No. I don't know where my blush brush is, so I guess I'm just gonna have to make this brush work. It really upsets me. This brush does not pick up, it's an Ulta brush, it does not pick up product well. So I'm like really digging into there. It's not the blush's fault, this blush is excellent. And it's just like a subtle pink. And there, I'm not sure if there was like, there's like a little bit of shimmer in this blush, which I don't normally like, but my old blush brush does not put this much shimmer out on my face. This brush, I just don't like it at all. And that also looks really intense, but in person it's not that intense. My lighting is just really bad. I'm gonna have to fix it. Okay, and then after that, I'm going to go back in with my bronzer brush again and just go over it. Okay, now for highlight, I'm going to be using my Morphe E61, also a Milani highlight in the shade, I have two of them in the shades Strobe Light Afterglow and Strobe Light Day Glow. This one's more gold, this one's more white. I'm going to be mixing the two and highlighting like so. These highlighters are bomb. I mean, look at that. Look. Like, that's amazing. Super affordable at your local drugstores. I got mine at Walmart. And I like to go ham with my highlight. I'm actually not going to mix them. I like Day Glow by itself, the more goldy one. Like I said, I like to go a little bit too ham with my highlight. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just... This is a good trick to just make your products look like they're all blended together and a little bit more subtle. I like to do that after I set my face with setting spray. Okay. So, now I'm going to be applying lashes. Well, I don't have fake lashes. I'm just going to be putting on mascara because I'm not a fan of fake lashes. I'm trying to get into them, but I don't know. I don't like the feeling of having fake lashes on. So I'm going to be using my Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal mascara in the shade Blackest Black. Sorry guys, my boyfriend called and it stopped my video because I'm recording on my iPhone right now. But I did finish applying the mascara. I also applied the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Ashton. I do not like this shade with this eye look at all. I'm hoping I got a lip gloss in my Boxycharm from this October, Iconic London Plumping Gloss in the shade Love Struck. It's a pinky. So when this dries down, I'm hoping that once I apply this, it's going to look more berry, more pinky. If not, I have a Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid in the shade Nude Flush. Vivid Matte Liquid lipstick, I guess, but this is not a liquid lipstick. It does not dry down matte like Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a comfortable, creamy, it's not a gloss, but it's not a matte liquid lipstick. It's just comfortable and creamy. It's velvety, really nice. It does apply kind of thick. I go on with a light layer, but it's very nice and affordable for drugstore. So if I don't like this, I'll probably just layer with this on top because I think this would look really nice with it. I only have like nudes, browns, and pinks because I'm a wimp and I don't go out of my comfort zone. So I did put on some just original Carmex on beforehand because I'm a chapstick fanatic and I have extremely dry lips. So this is starting to dry a little bit now, so I'm gonna try to apply the Iconic London Plumping Gloss. Now this is a plumping gloss, so it's not meant to be pigmented, it's not meant to just be a gloss, it's a plumping gloss. So this is gonna kind of be like a cooling sensation, like a burning sensation a little bit on your lips. It's gonna try to plump your lips. Some of these can be really uncomfortable, so I don't really like plumping glosses, but I've heard this one's a good one, so we're gonna try it out. It's nice and clean. Looked kind of sticky a little bit, didn't it? Yeah. All right, and we're just gonna apply this. Okay, I do not like this wand. It's like curved, which would be nice to get like your Cupid's bow with a liquid lip, but for a gloss, I'm not really a fan of it. It has like no product on here. Like I'm not getting any payoff. And I'm not trying to smear because the liquid lip will come off onto this brush and I don't want to ruin it, so. Okay. Yeah, this is too sheer. Kind of sticky. I mean, it's not too bad. I probably could do it. I just really don't like this shade with this lip. So I'm going to go on top. Now, if this is too much, I'm just going to take it over and start over, but go on top with the pinky Maybelline matte liquid. It's not matte, but whatever. I'm not really good at lips. I really need to buy some lip liners. I don't own a single lip liner because, I don't know, I've just never had the time for it, I guess. But that made it look a little bit better. I don't know. I'm not too fond of the lip. Eyes, I love. Not too fond of the lip. But I think this is pretty much the finished look. I'm debating on whether I should take this off and start over. Okay, I'm in a rush. I don't have time for it, so this is gonna have to do. So, this is the finished look. Let's see if I can. I really like the way it turned out. overall on the October Boxycharm. Like I said, I did get the Iconic London setting spray, however, and it's a prep spray. However, it was damaged. The spray didn't work. It leaked all over the box. So I did talk to customer service. They were super apologetic and nice about it, and they are sending me a replacement. So once I receive that, I will do another look with it. But for now, I'm just going to use the OG Morphe setting spray. Love, love, love. I'm literally empty. Like, it is almost empty. I have another one, but I'm going to try to finish this one out. So I'm just going to set this all down. The mist on this is amazing. Amazing. It's just such a fine mist. It doesn't drench your face. It feels amazing, lightly. It's amazing. So after that, I'm going to try to let it dry a little bit. I need one of them like little hand fans that everybody has to dry my setting spray. I'm going to go back in with my beauty sponge, and like I said, I'm just going to like pat this setting spray into my skin. It will help the makeup last a little bit longer, and I'm barely patting this, by the way. Barely touching it, very light pressure. It's going to help your makeup last a little bit longer and help the products look just a little bit more blended in together. So, yeah. Alright, and I think that is the finished look. Let me see if I can change my lighting a little bit and see if it will look any better. Okay, well that just turned it off. So I guess this is as good as it's going to be today. I feel really wet on my forehead. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so this is the finished look. My hair is extremely curly today. The only thing that's in my hair, if you're wondering, is castor oil. My hair is naturally curly. I just like to put oils and stuff like that in it to help the frizz, because I do have really frizzy hair as well. So yeah, the only thing in it is castor oil. I also put castor oil on my eyelashes too to help them grow. Castor oil helps my hair, the curls just be more defined rather than frizzy, and it helps it grow. I also use a keratin, something else, shampoo that helps my hair's frizz and things like that. So I've actually been letting my hair grow out and be really healthy. So yeah, I'm really liking how it's looking today. Anyways, this is the finished look. I'm going to try to go in here. I'm going to try to go a little bit closer. Like I said, didn't have an eyebrow pencil. And I hate the lips, but this will do for now, I guess. So, this was over October's Boxycharm, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, I loved the eyeshadow palette. It was my favorite product I probably used. And this is it for today, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.